Hey kids, this is Aaron from the podcast That Wouldn't Die, and Kevin and I use Zencastr. You think you're better than us, that you're using something else? You're wrong. Zencastr's the place to be. Who are you to deny it?
It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code DIEHARD and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time for you to share your story.
Only a fool will give up a chance for a 30% discount.
De lo que parece, ¿no?
Bueno, ahora nos lo vamos a encontrar, ¿no?
Bueno, entramos.
La vieja vive en el primero derecho. ¿Qué ha pasado?
Mari Carmen, que es la mujer que ha llamado a los bomberos de la policía, dice...
Señora, estése quieta. Señora.
Lo tienes.
Lo tengo.
Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast That Wouldn't Die. I'm your host, Kevin. With me, as always, is Aaron.
Hello on the Sunday morning.
Easy like Sunday morning. Anywho, this week on the podcast, we're discussing the horror classic, Spanish horror classic, REC, spelled R-E-C, which for those who are under the age of 30 was like a shortened version of record, like when you're looking through
Not
your old
Wreck-'em Ralph.
camcorder.
It's
Not
not
Wreck-It
that.
Ralph. REC. So that's good stuff. Each week on the podcast, we discuss.
And
Please.
when I tried to play this up for everyone at work, they're like, REC. W-R-E. No.
It's a bad title, if I'm being honest. It's a bad, because it's one, when you see it, you know or you don't know. And if you hear it,
But if you
you're
say
like
it, it could be
confused.
anything.
It could be any GD thing. So it's REC. Anyway.
And that's
week on
what's the Spanish word for record.
Recordo.
So it would be Rick, right?
Why would it be Rick?
You said recordo, so wouldn't it be R-I-C?
I did not say Recordo. Recordo.
I don't know Spanish. No lo so.
No lo so. I don't even know what that means. What does no
In
lo so
Italian, it
mean?
means I don't. In Italian, it means I don't know.
Okay.
You don't
We're not
know lo
speaking
so?
Italian. No say is what you say in Spanish. Thank you very much.
The devil,
Anyway.
you say.
Que diablo. Anywho, each week on the podcast That Would Die, we discuss guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genres with a comedic twist. Aaron, what's going on with you?
I'm wrecked. I stayed up till 11:30. I had so much to do yesterday.
You're
I
wrecked?
went to a
REC?
state sale. I am WRECKED. All right, went to a state sale at 8 in the morning. Then I went to my creative club. Then I had to go to the grocery store. Then I had to clean my house. Then I had to prepare for an art exhibition that was last night. And simultaneously, my book club's Halloween party. So I ended up going to the art thing in costume. So I
So you're
stayed
the
up
one
very
person
late.
in costume where people are like, what the hell is going on here?
Correct. Everybody else just looks everyday gothic. And I'm the person. Our theme was grim fairy tale, so I was the maiden with no hands. So I showed up in like my hocus pocus dress that I got at a estate sale, a long blonde wig, and then I made my face all pale because pale is a sign of purity. And then silver gloves, and I scrubbed my arm. I still have arms that are still blood red from thank you Lancome. Lancome make lipstick really stays.
Well, I mean, people could have thought this was just kind of an art exhibition, like you were the art, right?
But yes, in fact, that's what I'll do next time. Next time I'll dress in black, sit in a corner, and just chain smoke cigarettes and put a little plaque by it. That's my art.
And say $10,000.
I'm bored with your attitude. That's what I'll say. And if you try to talk to me, I'll flick the cigarette right at your face.
A full lit cigarette, 100%. Sounds good to me. You had a full day of fun. I did the laundry on a glorious Saturday evening. So there you go. Good stuff.
Today, I have the podcast Gag Me with the Chainsaw. It's a horror pub night. I anticipate a worse showing than ever because I have my two friends who don't like horror movies and me as our team. I tried to reach out to people and people are like, nah, 2:00 at a bar on a Sunday. I'm like, what about that seems wrong?
Trivia is always fun, as far as I'm concerned. Even if you suck at
That's
it,
what
it's
I'm
fun.
saying. It's very. I think I haven't come up with our name yet, but I think I'm afraid to say we're not the worst because then we might. But I still might roll the dice. We're not the worst. Traditionally, because I ran into the podcast girls at Tiki Co earlier in the week. I'm like, you got some insight for me? She's like, yeah, you guys don't really do very well every year. I'm like, I know.
Okay, I got it. Towing an Anchor. That's the name of your team. Towing an Anchor.
Towing two anchors.
Right, 100%.
Basically, it's all in my back. And my problem is I can answer questions about the first version of all these movies. Mm-hmm. But when it's deep cuts, Scream 69, 6-7, I can't answer any questions. Somebody dies, there's a Scream mask.
Fair. But I mean, that's the thing. It's like there's always some new shit that I don't know about. You know what I mean? There's always some brand new thing. So
still don't know the Terrifier. I might have to Google that. I feel there'll be a Terrifier question.
I feel like I've seen one. I think that's possible, but I'm not running out. They're like, it's so gory and gruesome. We have to release it unrated. So that's what we're going to do. That's basically what the Terrifier is.
That is the biggest bullshit. It's just another reason that they can re-release something else. It's like I can go see my favorite movie, Blade Runner, but it's the fucking final cut, which means it's 2 hours long. It doesn't have the beginning I like, and it's just long scenes of art.
I've said it before. When it comes to Blade Runner, I need the voiceover. I need it. I gotta have it. Otherwise, I find it so interminable and boring.
I like the voiceover. It gives me that film noir vibe because that's what all the old movies did. Mm-hmm. But 100%. Speaking of Blade Runner, I'm watching on Netflix The Monster of Florence. And there were two German dudes in like a Volkswagen Bug about ready to get it on. And they're playing the soundtrack to Blade Runner.
Really?
You know.
That seems very German.
I'm like,
this is our lovemaking music.
It seems like we're going to listen to the soundtrack to Blade Runner and get our biz going. It's definitely some kind of European nonsense.
Lovely.
And he was quote Roy Batty at the end.
No, he wasn't. So it was,
yes!
God. Was it like
that
Tears
was his
in the Rain?
Tears in the Rain!
Yeah.
Oh, it was beautiful. I was like, oh, shit.
It inspired you? You're like, now I'm in at that point?
Now I'm in, and now I need a gay German boyfriend. Yes!
Such is life.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Go ahead and give us your 30-second synopsis of Wreck, if you please.
Dude, the Spanish are handling biz. One sign of something funky, they're shutting it down. In reality, I think they should have, once they sealed the door, they should have just lobbed some canisters in there and just killed everybody. I mean, better that than what they set it up. Everybody's going to die. It was amazing, though. It was really good. por favor. I just remember the one police officer, por favor, like shut the hell up. I mean, zombies. I didn't. Once again, I didn't want to know in advance what it was about.
Right.
But it's like little things. A lady who's gone crazy in her apartment, and before you know it, all hell's breaking loose. No one can leave their apartments. Dude, I'd be crawling in a hole, hiding somewhere. They don't even know I'm there. And wiggling my way out. They don't even know where I am. I'm not going to be part of the group. This is why don't know your neighbors and hide. Ignore knocks on your door. Don't ever come out.
Don't ever come out. 100%.
Dude, I don't know why anyone. I would just be barricading myself. And then there's that whole flip at the end, and you're like, oh, shit. I'm like, Spanish? Why isn't the Catholic Church involved? Oh, boo!
There it is.
There it is.
Good stuff.
Good
but
stuff.
You'd never heard of this movie before, I'm assuming.
I didn't know what you were throwing at me. Because sometimes you throw the shit at me, and it stinks. Your shit stinks.
I didn't make it. Right? It's not...
but you inflicted it. You were the typhoid Mary. You had to share your infection or whatever 100%. It was with me.
Well, I first go back in time. I first remember a movie coming out in the States called Quarantine, which was the American remake. And it starred, what's her name from Dexter, whose name just jumped right out of my brain. She was
the one who was married to Dexter and he still cheated on her, even though she nursed him all through his cancer.
No, the one who played his sister. The one who played his sister and was married to him in real life.
That's what I just said, brother.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the characters.
No. In real life, he had cancer. She nursed him through it, and then he immediately cheated on her.
No, I didn't know that. Oh shit! Yeah, I guess her then. Yeah, the one who played his sister, but was also later married to him, which is always a weird thing.
Right. So in the later scenes, she refused to be in the same room with him, so they had to shoot him separately.
Oh shit! And so they killed her at the end. So she's not on the what is it? They brought it back. The Dexter's now back on Showtime. I haven't watched any of the new stuff.
I read the first book, Darkly Dreaming Dexter, and it was exactly like the very first series.
I read all the books until the guy stopped writing them. How about that? Because I liked the show so much. I thought the show was fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I haven't gone back to it. So she was the main. She was the the journalist, whatever she was, the host on the American version. And which I never saw the American version. But then later, I remember, I think we went on Carlo's show, The Movie Loot, and he talked about Wreck as one of his zombie movies that he liked a great deal, which we hadn't seen at that point.
Right.
So this was a movie that was kind of drifting around in my psyche. So I'd never seen this either before this viewing. So it was a surprise to all of us. Good stuff.
It's very interesting because it starts with a dog, or did it? Doesn't it really start with the person who's up in the penthouse?
Yes, I think we're supposed to think that the grand reveal is that it all started because of like some possessed woman up on the top floor in the penthouse, which the building, like this is all revealed later in the movie, that she was possessed in Portugal or whatever it was. And there was some agent of the church who was trying to like figure out what was going on. And he accidentally made it go airborne, whatever the issue was. It was kind of like a demonic possession type thing, but now it's airborne.
Right.
And or not airborne, but it's transmittable through saliva or something is what it was.
So how did she get in contact with the dog?
Unclear. Not mentioned. Now there are 4 sequels to this movie, so it's possible that all is explained in later editions. But Yes, the dog gets sick, and the family takes one of the families in this apartment building take the dog to the vet, and the vet. This all happens off camera. The vet discovers something and alerts like the Spanish Institute
CDC
of Health or
something.
whatever it is, something along those lines. And when they trace it back to this apartment building, the cops seal it up. They lock the door and say no one's allowed out. Soldiers are outside with machine guns. You can't come out now. And that's when the shit goes down.
Yeah, there's a lady inside with her sick baby waiting for the husband to come back with antibiotics. He's locked outside. Then they cut their cell phones so they can't call people.
Right.
It's a whole situation.
It's a whole thing. But we haven't even talked about this. This is, I can't call it found footage, although basically that's what it is. It's not found footage.
Right.
It's basically like this woman she hosts a late night show called While You're Sleeping, where she
like,
goes.
This is going on in Barcelona while you're sleeping.
Correct. So, and her thing is that she goes with her cameraman and basically, interviews somebody doing their job, essentially, is what I think we're supposed to think.
She's riding along with the fire department, and they get called out.
And I swear it's like the first 20 minutes, she's just hanging around the fire station, talking to people, wandering around, waiting for a call to come in, essentially. And
sometimes the call doesn't come in. She's like, I wanted to come in. They're like, no, you don't want that. There's
we
something
don't
bad.
want that.
It's always something bad.
Right. Now they get the call. It's not a fire. It's somebody locked, like they're locked inside their apartment. An old person is locked inside their apartment.
Who's screaming.
Right.
So it's kind of like paramedics.
100%. And that's kind of what firefighters do. They'll also get the cats out of trees if push comes to shove. They may get pissed off about that.
on the news. That's still a thing.
It is absolutely still a thing. So they arrive. Couple of cops are there.
Unfortunately, they arrive before the police or the military arrives.
Correct. So basically what happened is a woman screaming in her room. They call the cops. Cops go, and then the cops call the fire department because it's their job to open the door. Like they've got the tools to open up the doors or whatever, which consisted of like a sledgehammer. So I don't know. The cops couldn't have just done that. I don't know. Unclear.
It's the union, man. You can't step on other people's toes.
100%. So the rest of the people are downstairs, like in the foyer of this apartment building, complaining about the old woman who's locked in her apartment screaming. And of course, then they go in there and the shit goes down. The old woman is like kind of in a comatose state, but she seems like an old woman. So they're not particularly worried about it.
She's wearing her like see-through old nightgown. She looks like a confused old grandma.
Right. Until she attacks one of the cops and bites him. And then the shit goes real.
Lightning speed. Suddenly she's full of pep.
She was spry. Absolutely, 100%. And it's that thing where they're trying to pull her off the guy, and you see like the meat kind of go.
That's always like, yeah. It's all gelatinous and nasty.
It was gross. So, what was it? Two of the guys.
But I have to say,
please,
that was gross. But this movie is not overly graphic.
No, it's not. It's not. As far as, I mean, because essentially this
isn't
a
Luce or a Romero or anything like that.
No, not
There's
a
no
full
sipping on entrails.
There's not, because it's like I was saying, this is essentially a zombie movie. It's kind of the fast zombie era, the what is that? 28 Days Later kind of zombie is what we're talking about.
Well, they're fresh. This is not a zombie where Spanish conquistadores are rising from the grave, and how come they're not powder? And they're in full strength,
100%.
with a hunger for sweet brains.
I always love the zombies. Zombies from the movie Zombie 2, if you will, where they literally have been buried in 3 inches of soil.
Yeah, it makes it. Dong. The 4/4 time. I'm like, oh 100%. Shit. Why don't they just run when they hear that music?
That's what I do. That's what I do anyway, frankly. But so some people, it seems like, kind of are immediately like, I've got a scratch and now I'm all zombied out, and other people are kind of hanging on for a bit. It's unclear.
Yeah, that little girl, she'd been fevered for a while, so maybe it's different if it's airborne versus a slab of slice of chunka is missing.
Could be. Well, because that comes down. There's this debate over, is it the Asian family that lives upstairs? They have an old grandfather who's sick. But there's also the young wife who's got her 8-year-old daughter who's got tonsillitis, who's with them. Who's
Zombieitis is what one might say.
Well, that's the grand reveal, because the health department. It's a monstritis. Then they send in a guy wearing like a full hazardous environment
suit.
Dude,
that
or
seems
some
like
shit.
A bad choice. But like, bro, you drew the wrong straw now.
100%. Well, again, you're wearing this surrounded by a bunch of people who are pissed off. Number one, even if there's no zombies around, it's probably not the best move to send you in there amongst them.
And it seems unlikely that your little friends and colleagues are going to let you out.
Yes, 100%. Because that's the thing. It's like, okay, so one cop has got a bite in the neck, and they're like, we got to get him out, take him to the hospital, and they won't let him out. And it's just like, no can do. Then a second later, the other firefighter who they left like on top of the old woman, basically like, put her in a headlock, we'll be back later kind of thing. He goes hurtling down and crashes. I thought he was dead. Evidently not dead, just kind of mostly dead at that moment.
Just mostly dead. Long drawn out dying.
And I guess he got bitten on the face. Like they kept showing his face all chewed up and gross.
They kept grabbing these people, and I'm like, I don't know about you, but I work in special ed, and we've had to do trained holds. People wired up can turn their heads and bodies into all kinds of locations with those snapping teeth. It's like trying to hold a wildcat. I'd be like, 100%. Hell no. Nail those doors shut. Throw the zombies in a room, nail those doors shut. No. They were putting them in headlocks. Why you want your arm so close to the bitey pit?
100%.
Ow.
That's why teachers leave the classroom. They take the kids out when a freak out occurs. Am I right?
Oh, I thought you meant monstritis is why most teachers leave.
Either way. So the guy comes in and he kind of explains what's going down. And that's when the reveal is there was a dog that was brought in. Because earlier they were talking about their dog, how the dog wasn't doing too well. And they're waiting to find out. And then the little girl that the woman is holding, like, basically spits blood in her face. And it's now the crazy kid.
Gnawing on her mother. Yeah.
It's like the kid from Pet Sematary or something, where he's like, giving you the crazy, like, it's a little kid doing the damnedest.
Coming out with the most horrific sounds out of her little body, who hadn't said anything in the entire show. Her mom's just been carrying her. Right. And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh.
Yes.
See? Another reason not to have kids.
Now it's going down. So they keep trying to find ways out and failing. At one point, they bring the two, the police officer and the firefighter who were chewed up to try to test them or chain them up. They do a piss poor job of chaining them up. It's like you see them with the you're like, here are the handcuffs. Are my handcuffs? I don't know. Maybe I'll just hold the handcuffs and not really do anything with them. And the shit goes down. So
it goes down big time. It's very unfortunate where they chain the mom up. Oh yeah. So they have the two dead people and the guy from the Spanish CDC checking them. He handcuffs them. And meanwhile, the film crew, because this is all shot by the film crew, through a crack in the window, they start rising up, getting snappy. And they lock him in, including an unfortunate person who wasn't quite fast enough, as often happens in these movies. But these fuckers keep trying to pull up the door. I'm like, ain't there a lock on this door? And then they chain Mom right outside there. She hasn't turned yet, and the monsters are coming to go snap at her. But now when she turns, she is literally can block the stairs to get upstairs with your only chance of egress. So she is clawing and snapping at people. It's like,
it's like a haunted house kind of thing, right?
It's a haunted house. Exactly. And at no time does anyone say, I'm just going to barricade myself. They're like, oh, there's a secret tunnel here. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. And then finally, they make the unfortunate choice of going to the penthouse. I mean, every time they got to a window with a possible escape, the military would be, you just see the shadows, because now they've covered the whole building in plastic. And there's armed military everywhere. Like,
right. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
I'll open the door. Can you just shoot me before they eat my brains? Just shoot me, motherfucker.
Please. And I mean, it's like there's a lot of like climbing up the stairs, turn a corner, and there's somebody ready to get you. There's a lot of that.
Dude, it gives me a lot of trauma from being in Europe. I'm like, from having to hoist my luggage up 6 flights of stairs because there is no lift. Right,
because the building's 400 years old. The
building's 400 years old, and it's infested with zombies, so there is no lift.
No can do. One thing you have to think about with this movie, which is an issue a lot of people have with these things, is the idea that you're fighting for your life, and yet you're still going to be recording with your camera. Let me make sure I get a good shot as a zombie's hot on my heels. What do you say to that?
Dude,
does that take you out of it?
No, it doesn't take me out of it, because in the time of filming, this is your chance that you're going to be famous. This footage is going to outlive you.
You think you're worried about that if a zombie's chewing on you?
Dude, there was a dude filming the Hindenburg exploded with the chance that it's going to land on top of you. This shit goes on all the time.
He wasn't in the Hindenburg, though, filming the shit.
Yeah, but people died when the shit fell on top of them. They were on the ground. If a building's falling over and you're standing right outside of it,
okay,
recording, I don't know.
Same thing.
I mean, the minute that it's about to snap, I'm hitting them with the camera. Let's just say that. But I mean, there are many times it was filming laying on the ground.
Well, they did that. There was that scene where it was like a close up on the little girl's face, like pressing the button before we knew she was a zombie. Now, this movie actually did a good job, because there'd be scenes where it's dark. So then the guy has to turn on the light on the camera. So that now that's their light source. So there's a reason why I'm aiming this at things. And then later, when the light source breaks, they have like a night vision feature that he's able to snap on. So again,
he's always horrifying.
Yes.
Always horrifying.
Makes it worse. They managed to get up the zombie. Now everybody's a zombie. Everybody's snapping. Then there was two. It's just the lady and the cameraman. Right.
Because I always forget about him. Because do we even know what he looks like? We don't even know. We've seen his foot.
I think what they did is they hired an actual like cameraman to do the work of like the camera work, and then they hired an actor to be the voice. I think that's what they did for the purposes of this.
The only thing that I have wrong in these movies is everyone seems to sacrifice themselves for the camera girl.
And sometimes unnecessarily, right? Yes. Everybody's quick to be like, oh, they're about to, you better just leave me.
You go. My wife and kids don't need me anymore.
There's a lot of that. I'll never make it. What do you mean? I'm just going to lay down on the stairs. You better get going. It's like, wait a minute. What?
I'm going to let them eat me for 5 or 10 minutes so you can get into the penthouse.
They may get in here any minute. I better stay.
No one would listen to me about just staying in one motherfucking place. Every time they'd be secure and the zombies would give up, move on, they're like, oh no, we got to get out of here. We got to get out. There's tunnels. I'm like, fuck you and your tunnels.
I got your tunnels right here. No, there were times where they lock the door. Oh, we'll be safe. And then they realize one of the people they brought in with them are infected. There's a lot of that.
Was somebody else who was already in there.
Right. Well, how many times are you going back to the old zombie woman's room? You know, she already bit that one dude. Why are we back here? What are we doing? Lock the door.
We don't ever need to go back there. Ever.
I agree.
Ever.
Eventually, they make their way to the penthouse, which is supposed to be empty because the guy who owns the building doesn't spend his time in this.
He lives in Madrid,
and this takes place in Barcelona.
Barcelona.
So they get inside just as the zombies are about to get them, and it's dark in there because the power's out. Did the power go out because the government turned off the power to the building just to be dicks? Is that what it was, or what?
Unclear. Oh, I think the power's off in the apartment just because no one ever comes.
But I thought it was like they kept shutting down to the entire building from time to time.
Oh, I don't remember. No lo so.
Very upsetting. So they're in there, and now we're starting to get some back.
More upsetting for them, I'm guessing.
I'm sure. They are looking around this darkened apartment, and there's all these like newspaper clippings all over the walls. And now we're starting to get some backstory, and it's all about this possessed girl in Portugal. And I have to say, they're all in Spanish, so it was hard for me to read a lot of the headlines, if I'm being honest.
And if it was in Portugal, why did they bring her to
Barcelona? Unclear. Well, Spain and Portugal are right next to each other. So does that answer any questions?
So if I'm possessed in Bakersfield, do they need to bring me to San Francisco for the cure?
I think what it is that Spanish people inherently hate the Portuguese. So this infection had to have come from Portugal. They're to
so it's just some racism.
It's some subtle racism. Am I right?
Portugal. Yeah.
It did say something like those damn Portuguese up to their old shit. It was something like one of the headlines.
Shenanigans again.
It said something
the bad Catholics. That's why they keep getting monstritis.
Monstritis. So they play the record. There's like a reel-to-reel recording, and they play that, and that's kind of the whole backstory is revealed about the Catholic Church is trying to figure out, why this girl is possessed and evil, and oh shit, my experiments have made it. Now, it's something out there. It's contagious.
It's all gone horribly wrong.
So I'm just going to leave her locked in my apartment and just bounce. That's basically the last thing. Hope it all works out. I'm going back to Madrid.
I mean, I don't want to be the fly in the ointment, but why would the Catholic Church think, since it's a spiritual thing, that science would somehow be involved and the devil can be inoculated against?
Unclear. I mean, why not call the Warrens? Why don't they brought in to help out on this?
They were kicking it. They're still kicking it. I mean, this is supposed to be what is this? 2009. Is it supposed to be contemporary time?
I think so. Yeah.
So, reel to reel. The last time I saw a reel to reel, I think it was our Uncle Bob in the 70s.
Right.
That's a 60s, 70s kind of shit. So, yes. How old is this girl in the penthouse? She's 45. She's 50. She's 60. I don't know. She's trim, but that could be just because she's been locked in an attic.
She's trim. That was an interesting way to describe it. When we are... when because they send, so they're in this apartment, they send the cameraman up to look in the attic, and for some reason there's a little crazy zombie boy falls down, camera's broken, never mentioned again.
I did scream.
That was scary. That was a scary moment. That was an effective moment.
You knew. Okay, as soon as that trapdoor flopped down, because that don't happen often.
Correct.
I mean, I don't have a trap door. Well, there's one in William's closet.
Uh-oh. Is there a
But
zombie up there?
it has not popped through. I once gave him a flashlight and offered him $5 if he would crawl up the ladder and look around.
And then just report on the horrors, the carnage that he saw.
How many bodies? I also want someone to. I have an old house, so it has a raised floor.
Mm.
So if you ever want to come over here with the Warrens and see what's going on below my house, also.
Somebody shared a photo, I think it was on Instagram, of the Warrens on like the Dick Cavett show with Cheech and Chong.
Dude, I want to see that. That seems like the perfect combination.
Absolutely.
Dick
It's the
Cavett.
perfect combination. 100%.
Dick Cavett. That sounds
Anyway.
fantastic.
So the freaking light is smashed on his camera, but he turns on the night vision, and then in the distance, when we're talking about the fit and trim Portuguese girl, when you see her, like this shadowy figure, you think it's some kind of crazy computer generated image, because it is like tall and skin like a skeleton, skinny as hell. It's like a scary image in the distance.
Why
an
is it
actor.
still alive?
That's, I don't know, stocked fridge, I guess. Unclear. I don't know. So
Every
it's a
6
Terry.
months, the dude arrives from the church to throw some Diddy Moore through the door.
Some beef stew. That's exactly what it is. He comes in, pours a bowl of kibble, and says, "I'm out, deuces." So yeah, when we first see that creature, it is pretty. It's a scary image of this creature coming down the hall. So the creature's coming down, and it's dark, so it can't see them. Even the girl can't see. Only the cameraman. So the girl's sitting there, and he's just like, shh, let's crouch down in the corner. Shh, we have to be quiet. And you see constantly looking at her face in the night vision, and then cutting back to the creature, kind of wispily coming down that was effective. That was an effective moment.
Yes. I was like, fuck.
And then there's a lot of those things where it's like he turns around and then suddenly there she is. Right in his face. Because he's clumsy. They established that the cameraman's an oaf. Like when they were going into the old woman's, he kept bumping into shit while he was filming and knocking stuff over. The police officer.
Well, he's walking backwards.
Correct.
He's walking backwards.
So
here's my thing.
Please.
I mean, she's not supernatural. So how is she alive? Because she doesn't see him until he makes a sound.
Well, we don't know. Like, you kind of going back to why is she alive? It could be she's a zombie, right? So maybe she's just
right.
She doesn't need to eat to live. She just exists. But you're right. He bumps into some shit. So he hears she hears him and just comes right at him with the hammer. And that's the end of that dude. Thump, thump, thump. Camera clashes to the ground. And you see the girl, and this is the grand moment. The girl clawing towards the camera, like kind of looking around, and then an unseen force yanks her away. She screams. Credits roll. Very effective. Very effective.
Yeah.
And not a Hollywood ending. There's no escape for this one.
Good. Hey.
Because
not a living dead. Not a happy ending.
Not a happy ending. What's interesting is when Quarantine came out in the States, I remember the commercials for it. It had this scene in the goddamn commercial. In the commercial.
They're like, nobody's going to see this. They're like, no one's going to see it. Let's reveal. Yeah, they're desperate when you see ads where clearly they've now shown you the entire movie.
Right. Or it's a mystery and they kind of reveal who the killer is just by, I've had that happen where I'm just like, oh, well, that's the kidnapper. Oh, that's the murderer.
Yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
Again, I was having a discussion with someone yesterday about things that are too we were talking about books that are too formulaic, and I was relating it to movies, I'm like, if I know who it is in the first 20 minutes, I'm in a rage. I want an unusual ending. I don't want same old bullshit. This is why I hate your superhero movies.
They're not. I didn't make them.
I blame you. You're part of the reason that they still make them.
You're
It is
to
your fault.
blame.
You and people of your ilk.
There. No, Becky and I watched this show on Netflix recently with like Keira Knightley, where she's on a boat. She's like a journalist on a boat. It's called like The Girl in Room 10 or something like that.
Oh, someone was telling me about that.
And it starts out kind of fun, but like you said, 15 minutes in, I said, okay, I know everything that's happening. I turned to Becky, I know exactly what this is. Do you know what this? And I asked her, I'm like, do you know what this is? And she doesn't, when she watches these things, she just wants it to wash over her. Luxuriate.
Right.
It's not a problem.
She's not
to solve.
analyzing.
Right.
She's
where I'm
turned off
sitting there
your
going
brain.
like, okay, so who's the girl in room 10 and what is it about and why is she there and blah, blah, blah. Like, and that's the thing. If you figure it out, it's just like, okay, so now we're just waiting for you guys to catch up. Basically, the filmmakers to catch up. So
yeah,
such is life.
I approach different movies different ways. Wes Anderson washes. Paul Thomas Anderson washes. Any kind of suspense or horror, I'm like calculating. What's going on? How am I getting out of here? I'm in here. What am I going to do?
Well, there's different things. There's movies like The Girl in Room 10 or whatever, where it's all very straightforward. And then there's kind of like the Poirot, Agatha Christie, where they give you so much information that you're just like, it's just a guessing game for me. Because there's no sense.
The problem with Agatha Christie, it is always the person you would least expect.
Right.
It's never the obvious one. So if you're at the end and they haven't mentioned so-and-so in the last 100 pages, that's who it is. Until 10 Little Indians where they f*** you and it's someone you think is dead.
100%. Well, and that's the thing. When Poirot or Mrs. Marble or whatever walks around and says...
Not Marble.
I call her Mrs. Marbles. Mrs. Marbles. They walk you through their thought process. Go like, well, when I saw this piece of lint on the floor, I knew X, Y, and Z. And I'm just like, bullshit. No one on earth could no reader of this book could follow this train of thought on their own without you expressly leading us to it. So those you might as well just read.
I'm not a fan of Agatha Christie movies, but I mean, like that shit I read in high school, and it was always like,
okay. The Butler did it.
Yeah.
Anywho, anything else? Should we go behind
that's
the
a
scenes?
Shot in the dark.
It is 100%. Let's go behind the scenes, shall we?
Let's go.
The actors were never given the script in its entirety, so none of them knew of their characters' fates, sometimes not until the day they were actually filming the scenes. This meant the actors were more often than not stressed, nervous, and apprehensive on the day of filming. Ideal qualities for the film itself.
Perfect.
There you go.
I mean, the standout, I really liked the cop at the beginning. Then there was the one bald paramedic, really. And then the girl reporter, she was amazing.
Yeah, yeah. She's got to carry this, really.
This is all on her tiny little back.
100%. Made and shot in real locations. No sets were built to make this movie.
Even better. You're all claustrophobic and tied in. Yeah.
Absolutely. When it came to casting, the directors deliberately chose actors who were not familiar to help make the piece more realistic, and also actors who were good at improvisation. So they deliberately didn't hire like famous faces.
Good. Plus they're expensive.
Manuela Velasco really is a TV presenter in her native Spain. So there you go.
Shut your mouth. That's awesome. Good for her.
And it was filmed chronologically.
Okay. I never care when they tell me that.
Well, it helps. It helps because, as you know, most movies are not shot chronologically, which is kind of difficult to perform that way, because you kind of have to remember where your character was right before this scene. In many cases,
What were they thinking?
100%.
Like a week ago, yeah.
Let's see. The DVD for this film wasn't released in the US until after its remake Quarantine had been out in theaters and the sequel had been
Boo.
confirmed. So there you go.
Boo. They've locked it out.
Originally set to be released as direct-to-video, but people saw it and were like, dang, sounds good.
You're like, dang, yeah.
I think that's about everything I want to say. Yep, that's about it. Let's talk about the cast and crew.
I thought you just did.
That's basically what it is. I mean, it's a lot of it's a lot of Spanish actors who may be unfamiliar
All the
to
Spanish
American
actors
audiences.
that we don't know. That were good.
There are two directors for this movie, Jaume Balaguero and Paco Plaza. They are a team, essentially. They write and direct. They're known for Wreck in 2007, The Nameless in 1999, Wreck to the Second Power in 2009, and Sleep Tight. Whenever they do the little two, I always call that to the second power or to the third power.
It's true. Square. It's Wreck squared.
Wreck squared or Alien cubed is how I prefer to think of it.
That's what I was saying. Alien Cubed is coming out.
Yeah, Paco Plaza. You know him from such things as Wreck, Veronica in 2017, Wreck 3
Veronica.
Genesis, and Wreck 2, Wreck squared.
Is it wrong when I realized one of the characters' name was Yennefer that I thought of our cousin?
Yes, that is wrong, as a matter of fact. Who's also not
That's the
known
little
as
girl
Yennefer.
is Yennefer.
You're saying it's leg guitar? Is that what it is? That's
It's like it's baby leg guitar. That's what happened. That was she was doing after she turned.
Let's see. Angela, or Angela, was played by Manuela Velasco. You know her from such things as Wreck, Wreck 2, Wreck 4 Apocalypse, and
Wreck
she was
6
in
and 7.
she was in 55 episodes of Velvet. You know it, don't you? Let's look at the rating, shall we?
Let's jump ahead.
Wreck currently has on Rotten Tomatoes 90% fresh.
Dude,
Boom.
that is correct.
Audience gave it, what do you think?
94.
82.
No, that's incorrect. That's incorrect.
Top critics. Let's see. Kevin Marr from The Times in the UK says, the Spanish horror movie Wreck promises, in the first act at least, to be a profoundly disturbing experience. Score 2 out of 5. Ooh.
What?
My
2 out of
goodness.
5?
I know.
I don't understand. This is a magnificent feature. 1 out of 5. What I mean, what the fuck is that? I hate these reviewers. Go ahead.
Zan Brooks of The Guardian says, midway through, the plot blows a gasket and the camera work turns altogether crazed, joggling us about in the semi-darkness while the soundtrack rings to distorted screams. 2 out of 5.
So everybody hated it? Is that what I'm hearing?
I just picked a couple that people didn't like. Let me see if I can find one that loved it. Here we go. Nigel Floyd from Time Out says, a brilliantly staged early scare signals that the safety rails are off, and despite an unexpected last-minute swerve into the supernatural realm, the edge of seat tension is sustained to the very last second.
I
4
agree.
out of 6.
4 out of 6? That is still a shitty number rating. It transformed my life. I will see things differently moving forward. 2 out of 9.
Pretty much. You know what? Enough of this tomfoolery. Let's talk to our resident in-house movie critic, AI Rex Reed.
Let's go.
Wreck is a shaky cam panic attack disguised as a movie where the real horror isn't the demon infection. It's realizing you paid to watch a found footage migraine in Spanish.
Oh, you're wrong, Rex Reed.
You're wrong, Rex. Well, here's the
You're
thing. As
wrong,
you know,
AI Rex Reed. This is the problem with AI. This is why we need guardrails, because clearly that's misinformation.
it's fake news. Well, in AI Rex Reed's defense, I always ask, give me the snarkiest review you can think of. I don't say give me a legitimate review. I say snark, please.
Dude,
So.
I think next time I need to go online and find a Rex Reed mask, and you have to wear the mask while you read it for our viewers on YouTube.
Do you really think anybody makes a Rex Reed mask? Impossible.
I don't know. I'll ask AI.
Please do. Oh,
I'll
give us
ask our AI overlords and see what they say.
Sweet Jesus. Aaron, what is your rating for Wreck?
I thought it grabbed me. It sustained tension. Are there questions? Yes. But I was in it. I was in it, man. I was biting my nails. I was like, it jumped into my dream. So that was bad. I gotta stop watching these things right before I go to bed. I had to watch an hour and a half of Seinfeld to tamper it down. I'm giving it 4.2 out of 5.
Boom. I'm right there with you. I thought it was dynamite all the way through. 4 out of 5.
I recommended it to everyone.
100%. Yeah. It was legitimate, real performances, sincere. You were with them, obviously the entire way. Sometimes, as you know, the shaky cam can be a little nauseating. I didn't have an issue with it.
No, it was not Blair Witch. That was migraine and nausea. My stomach was flopping during Blair Witch. It wasn't bad like that.
No. And the ending, there were genuine scares, cool tension built through the entire thing, and then the shocking ending. Shocking.
Yeah.
So, good stuff.
Enjoyed. Am I going to see 2, 3, 4, and 5? No. Not unless Kevin makes me. I just go for movie classic. Not it's like you go to kids, there was a copy machine back in the day, and the more you did a copy of a copy of a copy, the more faded it got. I don't need to be that far from the source.
I agree 100%. And let this be a lesson to everybody who thinks we deliberately just pick shitty movies. Not true. Not true.
We only want good movies, but unfortunately the fans demand shite.
They demand shit. So there you go. Yeah. Any last thoughts about Wreck before we move on?
No, highly recommend.
Good stuff. So, thank you very much. You can find us across social media. We're on Threads, Blue Sky. We're on TikTok, Instagram. You can also watch us on YouTube if you're so inclined. Ooh la la.
Yeah.
You can also email us, the podcast that wouldn't die at Gmail. We're also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere the finest podcasts are available. So don't forget to like, share, rate, and review. Won't you?
Won't you please?
Aaron, what is your social media situation?
I got much media. I am on Instagram. I am the Cult of Aaron. I manage our TikTok. I'm on Artsy and First Dibs, Aaron Doherty. Check it out.
As you know, we like to include...
What was that?
Yeah, as you know. Sorry. I have these senior moments. I'm not as adept in speaking as I once was, I'm sad to say. As you know, we like to include our friends and family's thoughts and feelings across the interwebs. Aaron, what is the street saying?
The street is saying, Thelma Budd wrote to me and was asking about the Kiss classic, and I think it's called Kiss at the Amusement Park or something.
Phantom of the Park.
Phantom of the Park. I cannot find it. I found it in German on YouTube. But it was a made for TV movie. It's on my I'm like it's on my list. Gene Simmons was just in a car accident, but it's on my list to reach out to him to ask about that. And remind me, I was also supposed to reach out to John Waters about recreating what movie? What was that movie? It was like the Canadian Jason movie, remember? With the weird the person was raised as a boy.
Oh, a Sleepaway Camp, not Canadian.
Sleepaway Camp. Yeah. It smells Canadian.
Write that down. Send yourself a note for that. Have your social secretary handle it for you.
Dude, handle it. Doing it. Yeah, I'm emailing John Waters that he needs to redo Sleepaway Camp because it already looks like he directed half of it.
100%.
And I'm going to ask Gene Simmons if he can send me a copy of the what do you call it? The Phantom of the Park.
Phantom of the Park. Good stuff.
Did
Thelma Bud have anything else to say?
At Magic Mountain.
Yes, very much so. Not a fan of Kiss,
and
I'm being honest, by the way.
What the you know what?
Give a shit.
Shut your mouth. Ace Frehley died, so I forced all
Rest
the children while they were working to just listen to Kiss Greatest Hits. They had some bangers.
Well, and Ace Frehley hasn't been a member of Kiss in about 40 years. The two original guys.
And Kiss hasn't come up with a good song in 40 years, so it's all good.
There you have it. Good stuff.
But
next week,
see Gene Simmons and his son, both attractive people, because all these fuckers had children with models to counteract their weirdness, and they're doing music together.
Oh well, there you go. Good stuff. Had by all. Next week, we're discussing the horror classic Smile. Smile's one of those movies where I heard of it, but I never got around to seeing it. But they've got
trash.
A sequel. The moment these movies get a sequel, it makes me go like, well, maybe I should watch the first one at some point. So Smile 2 came out. I am going to watch Smile. Another one is The Black Phone 2 is coming out. So I'm like, I guess I have to go watch Black Phone with Ethan Hawke. So good stuff. Smile famously stars Kevin Bacon and Kira Sedgwick's daughter as the main character. So check that out.
Interesting.
Good stuff.
All
Her
right.
name,
All right.
since I don't know it off the top of my head, is Sosie Bacon. Sosie Bacon.
Sosie.
Sosie. Now, how can you watch Smile? It's on Netflix. Boom! That always makes it easy.
Boom.
It's also on Paramount
Also,
Plus.
The Monster of Florence. I'm 2 episodes in.
Perfect.
If you want to see it, it is Italian with subtitles.
So go out and see Smile and let us know what you think. Send us any favorite scenes, favorite quotes, comments, or questions, and we may talk about it on the show. So thank you very much and be well.
Final thought. Again, The Monster of Florence. It was theorized that the Zodiac Killer had moved to Europe. So they were thinking he was the Monster of Florence because it was still Lover's Lane's killers.
But again, we're not discussing the Monster of Florence next week. We're discussing Smile. So
we are. I'm just giving you 411 what to watch on Netflix.